Hello, my name is Dahlia. I am starting a booktube channel, and for that reason, I am going to do the um, what is it? Booktube newbie tag? Yeah, that's what it's called. I already posted a video and I didn't introduce myself or anything, so I figured that this would be a good way to do so. And I don't know who started it, so I'm not going to give that credit, but whoever started it wasn't me. So that's fairly obvious. Um, I have the questions here on my phone, so I'm just gonna jump in. Okay, so first question is, why did you start this channel? I'm gonna be totally honest, and my answer to that is a combination of things. One is just the fact that I was bored, to be honest, and I have trouble sleeping. So I figured it's something to do. Um, I just moved out and I live on my own now, and so I have some time in the evenings, and this seems sort of fun. And also, I've watched videos on BookTube for a long time, and I've always sort of thought about doing it. Um, so I'm just jumping in. So it's one reason. The other thing, and I would say that this is why I've thought about joining it for a while, is I don't really have too many friends that read books, and even the friends that I have that read books, I don't feel like they're maybe as into it as I am, and we don't tend to talk about it really. So I kind of do want to meet people that are more interested in reading, are more engaged in it, and are more willing to have discussions about reading and things like that. So it seems like there's a pretty robust community on BookTube, and yeah, I just think it'd be a good way to motivate myself to read more and hopefully have some really interesting conversations and meet people who are equally as passionate about reading. So those are my more substantial reasons, and the boredom thing is also a very real reason for me. Okay, the second question, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to YouTube? Um, I don't really have an answer for this. I suppose, like, you could just say, everyone with their unique life stories has a certain value to bring because we all approach novels with our own set of ideas and like beliefs and interests. So I guess that's what, in and of itself, that's what makes this booktube thing interesting, is that people have such varied tastes and respond really differently to all of the novels out there. And it's sort of, it's interesting how some people love certain things, other people hate them, and I think that's what makes the dialogue quite interesting. So I suppose my initial answer to that would be just my personal set of tastes, which may or may not align with a lot of people on the platform. That's something unique, I hope. Maybe it's not. Maybe my tastes and my personality is very mundane. I don't know. I'm not the one to make that conclusion, but I guess that's my initial reason or answer to the question. The only other thing I can think of is that my background is in philosophy. I have 2 degrees in philosophy. I have a bachelor's and a master's, and I think that academic background I have definitely plays a part in how I now seem to understand novels and have a certain take on them. So I think that my background in schools, in particular, might have a certain way of allowing me to shed some light on, some aspects of novels or something. Who knows? But that's something I can say. So, okay. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I guess what am I most excited for? I think I'm most excited for the potential of chatting with some interesting people and learning about some really great novels that I have yet to discover. And yeah, just the community aspect of this, which seems to be really interesting and fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And also just, I'm hoping that I can, basically enrich my reading life, and it's kind of, people's excitement and enthusiasm about reading is a very contagious thing. So that's why I enjoy watching BookTube, and that's why I'm looking forward to participating. So yeah, I would say just, I guess, the community aspect, and just meeting people who are excited about reading and can hopefully point me in the direction of some really great books. Why do you love reading? Okay. Why does anyone love reading? Why do I love reading? Why do you like meeting people? Why do you like, this is a very general question. Why do I love reading? The way I feel about reading is that it's been something I've done my entire life. I've always read books, and I feel as though reading is almost like getting to know a person, or the mind of another person, incredibly well. It's like you enter into a different person's head, and I feel like we all want the ability to do that, and reading is kind of a way of doing that. And it's a break from your own head. I have a carnival that exists in my mind, and sometimes I don't feel like being there. Sometimes I would like to shut that shit down. So I don't know. I have a lot of things to say about this. I don't want to go on forever, but I think that it's an amazing way to learn about different experiences and stories, and stretch our empathy a little bit, and also just, yeah, escapism is a big one. Learning is a big one, and just the enjoyment of it. I don't it's something that I find really relaxing for the most part, and I just really enjoy the feeling of reading an amazing novel that you can't put down. Is one of the best feelings ever. So that's a big one for me. But I could go on about that for a long time, so maybe I'll make a video on it. Okay. So what book or series got you into reading? I'm not a series person. What book got me into reading? I honestly don't have I don't have a one answer for this. I don't have an answer. I don't remember a single book being one that really got me into reading. Although I will say, early in high school, I think what turned me into literary fiction was when I read Wally Lamb's I Know This Much Is True. And I read that in grade 9, which seems like a bit of a mature read for someone who's in grade 9. What was I, 14 or something? 13, 14? Anyway, I think that book, what is my hair doing? That book really had me experience this really intense range of emotions, and I don't know that another book prior to that had me in such a grip of its story and its plot. So I think that book got me really into adult literary fiction. And throughout the rest of high school, I don't think I read much YA. I think I really stuck to a lot of, books that I would read and enjoy now as a person in my late 20s. So I think that book was pivotal in a lot of ways. But I've always liked reading. Next question. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I would ask Barry Pierce, why have you stopped making videos? They were so enjoyable. I love them. Please return. What challenges do you think starting BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? The hardest challenges that I foresee are just consistency, just making videos, posting them, that type of a thing. That's something I can see myself maybe, slacking a bit on, to be honest. I hope I don't, and I hope I take this seriously, and that's my intention. But sometimes, life gets in the way, and ultimately this is something I'm doing for fun. So I just hope that I can be consistent in it. And then the other thing is like technology wise, I don't really know how to edit anything, and I don't really have any equipment to do so. So my videos are going to be pretty bare bones. So no gimmicks, guys. It is what it is. And then we're almost done here. When did you start reading? I think I kind of answered this in a peripheral way. I've always read. When I was very young, probably, I remember reading during recess, when I was in like grade 2 and 3. So like 7, 8. And then what kind of books do you like to read? I essentially exclusively read literary fiction. I would like to diversify my reading a little bit, and that's also another reason why I'm on here, is to try and do that. But my entire life, I've just always, the books that I enjoy, the ones that I actually feel compelled to read, the ones that keep me engaged, almost always literary fiction. I love classics. Those, that's a big one for me. And yeah, just, fantasy, those kinds of books, like, series, YA, like a lot of that stuff, I don't know, it's not fulfilling for me, but literary fiction, that's my jam, hands down. And the nice thing is, it's just such a vast landscape. There's so much to read within that, and I just feel like I will never ever run out of books to read, which is also a little bit scary because I want to read as much as I can. So those are all the questions. I would love it if maybe we can have like a discussion in the comments or something, but thanks for watching. If you've stuck around for the whole video, that's really great. I'm surprised that someone or people were able to do that. And now I'm rambling, so I'm gonna sign off here. Thanks.